So, do you think that it's fair to say, in general terms, as far as independent films go, that AVOD is kind of like that's where it's at for the most part?
Yes,
Yeah.
I would very definitely say that's where it's at. There are a few exceptions, and that's when you have an extremely strong niche audience that you have developed over time. There are filmmakers that have huge audiences that are willing to pay for their content, even though they're not big names, A-list celebrities.
Mm,
So, or the subject matter is so very specific that it's easy to connect to that audience. For example, we had this, we distributed for several years this film called 12, and it was about a little boy who loved baseball. And it's done very, very well because the filmmaker was very smart about building an audience. He connected to all of the little league teams on Facebook. So if there's an easy way for you to really connect, to a strong niche audience because of the subject matter in your film,
mm.
or someone who's in the film, then there's still, some possibilities for TVOD. So we have the occasional film that will do well on TVOD, but in general, I believe AVOD is absolutely the best. The reason that SVOD has not become a thriving place for indies, and it was for, I would say, for 2 years.
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, which was available to all filmmakers, not just distributors, but any filmmaker who could pass QC with their film could get their content up on that subscription channel, and it paid well. It
Yeah.
started paying at 20 cents an hour, well, for distributors, and 15 cents an hour for individuals. And then
Mhm.
it dropped down to 10 cents. And then they went on to some plan where the more views you had, the more you made. And
Right.
then finally they wound up going to this thing where they're comparing your indie movie to every other movie on their database. And once they started doing that and assigning the customer engagement ratio, the algorithm did not favor indie films. So most indie films wound up making a penny an hour, which is, might as well give your film away. So,
Yeah.
so that was not, that's, and then, smaller indie films are not going to be on Netflix,
Right.
which was the other big subscription channel. So that leaves AVOD and various forms of AVOD.